Welcome to Parent Alienation is Child Abuse Unfiltered. Thank you all for joining me today, and welcome to the new subscribers. I thank you all and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to do a discussion about broken-hearted children. These are the children that are in the middle of a parent alienation war, where one parents decide to weaponize them as a way to hurt their other parent. How do these kids cope? Today's discussion is going to be about that. Now, picture yourself way back when you were a child. Now, some have earlier memories than other people. Some can go right back to when they're 2, 3. Some people have memories of when they were actually a baby. Some people have their memories stolen from them because of another person. But let's talk about these children that are stuck with a narcissistic parent, and have been forced to be horrible to their other parent, to not go see their other parent, to not want to talk to their other parent. Now, this isn't their choice. This is something that's being pushed onto them by their narcissistic parent. See, when kids come into the world, kids are innocent. They don't know hate. They don't know fear. They don't know trauma. But unfortunately, these are some things that these kids get to know very quickly. Particularly if they're in the middle of a war with their parents. And they're the ultimate prize. See, these parents don't think about their children's feelings. They don't think about how children will react, because they're too wrapped up in their own world, trying to be nasty and spiteful to hurt that other person who's left them. But from a child's perspective, they don't know what's going on. All they know is that they've been brought into this world and had a lovely, wonderful, loving father and a wonderful, loving mother, both loving the child together, both expressing their love toward that child. These children have been brought up in a home where Mum and Dad didn't really get to know each other very well first. And Mum and Dad have started arguing. They've argued quite a lot. There's a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling. Sometimes there's stuff getting thrown around, things getting broken. Do you know what this does to a child? This causes fear and anxiety. These children are voiceless. These children are caught having to sit there and listen to their parents bickering. And sometimes these arguments get quite hostile, quite loud. Sometimes to the extent where it becomes physical. What does that do to a child to see their mother and father physically hurting each other? Again, it instills fear and anxiety. So these two emotions have been pushed onto this child at a young age, when this child should be just being a kid, learning the growth and development of a child of that age. Let's say hypothetically 2, 3, 4. Happens much younger. But we'll use the 2, 3, 4 age because these kids are quite often the ones that are caught in this middle of this war. Now, these parents will argue and bicker. Sometimes this can go on for months, years, and these children are quite often hiding in their bedroom, scared, because I've said these people have just taught these kids fear and anxiety, because It's not fun sitting there watching your parents argue and scream and yell at each other, throw things at each other, turn violent toward each other. Occasionally neighbours will call the police on them. How does that affect a child when a police officer comes to their door? Sometimes these arguments are bad enough where the police will call in the Department of Child Services. We've had discussions about how these people operate before. But there are cases where these people are needed. And if you're in a household where your mother and father are beating the shit out of each other, and there's children sitting back watching this, then they need to have these people step in just to remind these parents to stay in line. We've had a discussion about the Department of Child Services before. I'll do more on them because they cause a lot of damage on their own unnecessarily. But for this particular video, we're going to say that they're helpful. Because no child should be placed in a position where their safety is in jeopardy because of a couple of parents deciding to act like spoilt brats with each other and scream and yell and fight, throw things around, smash things, scream horrible abuse at the other parent, be it the mother, be it the father. There's no gender specific because, like I've said in all my videos, this happens on both sides of the field. Now, these children have their life changed at an early age, from 2, 3, 4. They now learned fear and anxiety thanks to their parents. These kids become anxious. These kids cry a lot, want to be held a lot, want comforting. In some cases you'll have a parent that is willing to do that, to soothe the child, to make sure the child knows it's not their fault, that everything's okay. Then you'll have the other parent that really doesn't give a shit about the child's feelings, tell the child to shut up and go away. Nothing to do with you, it's between mum and dad. Stop your screaming, or you'll have something to scream for. Yeah. So these kids are robbed of a childhood from an early age, thanks to their parents. Now, as the child grows and the bickering continues, maybe they're still together, maybe they've separated. If the bickering's bad enough, they shouldn't be together. If they're separated, then this child now has to take turns with their parent. These children have to learn new rules, because the rules that happen at mum's place could be different to the rules that happen at dad's place. And sometimes parents aren't on the same page. Some parents, and I've known a few of these, that will tell their child that they're allowed to be naughty at their other parent's place. You can go over there, you can swear. You don't have to do what you're told there, you can be naughty. I've had some of these children say to their parents when they've come for visit, "Oh, Nanny said I can be naughty at your house, but I'm not allowed to be naughty at her house." Yeah, these are the ideas these people put into their children's heads, or their grandchildren's head, because like I've said, grandparents are heavily involved in this as well. It's not just the parents. It's some of these narcissistic grandparents that are heavily involved in the alienation and manipulation of a child. Now, we talked about these children crying. And these children are ripped away from one parent, be it the mother, be it the father. And that child cries at night for the other parent, because they'll do that. It's naive and stupid to think that they won't. And unfortunately, there's a lot of narcissistic people that expect because they've got an issue with the parent, be it the mother, be it the father, then the children should have an issue with that too, and shouldn't want to talk to their parent, shouldn't want to speak about their parent, don't cry out at night for their parent. These children cop more screaming at them. It's naive and stupid to think that they won't. But what happens when these children wake up at night crying for their parent, or going to sleep crying for their other parent? You could get the parent that will soothe the child and let them know that everything's okay, it's not your fault, that you get to see a parent on the weekend. But in some of the cases that I've known of, some of the people that I've spoken to. It's not the case. These children get chastised and yelled at. We'd have to go to work the next day. Shut up and go to sleep. Don't care about the feelings. Don't care about the trauma that's been inflicted on this child. Too selfish and self-centered. So these children learn to hide their feelings, hide their tears. These children soon learn not to speak of their parent, soon learn not to talk about anything about that parent in front of these people. Because if they do, they get chastised or criticised. Or they have to hear a tongue lashing about their parent, how horrible they were. And kids don't have any memory of things like that because they always saw mum and dad, whoever it happens to be, as a loving, caring, nurturing person. I said before about how kids quickly pick up on who's the bully in the family because they stand out really easily. And if these people don't think they're getting their way, then they turn nasty and spiteful. And these children are in the middle of it all. They sit back and have to watch their parent, the narcissistic parent, turn around and tell all their friends about how horrible the other parent was. Oh, we've left off. Yeah, they're just terrible. No, I couldn't stand it anymore. No, and Joe Blow over here doesn't even want to go and see his dad or his mum. No. But Joe Blow really does. Little Joe Blow or little Janie Mary has wanting to see their parents, but it causes conflict for them. Because if hypothetically mum or dad's moved on, found a new partner, started a new life, gosh, does this rub the narcissist up the wrong way? It's all right if they've moved on and they've got somebody else, but hey, you're not allowed to be happy. No. So then they get more spiteful, start saying bad things about the new partners in the other people's lives. Oh, he's just a bit bastard. Oh, he's no good. Oh, she's just a bitch. Yeah. Kids go over to see their parents. Oh, I suppose you're going to go over there this weekend. You're going to have a great time. Oh, so-and-so's going to spoil you rotten. Yeah. You probably won't want to come home to me. Oh, poor me. I like to inflict guilt on these children, to manipulate them into feeling bad for wanting to see their parent. But these children, as they struggle with their emotions, because that's what they're doing. It's described to an adult when you see a therapist, and I've said this in other videos too. It's described by therapists that when you've been isolated from your child through parent alienation, that you're mourning the loss of a child. You're mourning the loss of a child that's still alive. Well, these children are mourning the loss of their parent. Do people take that into consideration? I know damn well the narcissists don't, but it's fact. These children are mourning the loss of their parent, who they grew up and loved. That's always been there for them. That's been their protector. Did fun things with. But now because mum or dad don't get along with them anymore, I'm not allowed to see them. Or if I am allowed to see them, I've got to listen to a whole pile of nonsense coming out of mum or dad's mouth before I leave. And then when I get back, I get drilled with all these questions. That's not fair to a child. That's changing that child forever. And how dare you inflict your bullshit, because that's what it is. It's bullshit. Because you've had your feelings hurt, because someone decided that you weren't good enough to stay with anymore, regardless of what the reason. And there's many reasons relationships break down. One of them is that they don't get to know each other first. That's the main one. They'll rush into stuff. But because they've left, you've turned bitter and nasty. And you inflict that onto your child. That shows how mature you are. You put your own selfish needs in front of an innocent little child. You change that child for the rest of that child's life. We spoke about the 2, 3, 4 child. 1, 2, 3, 4. How they've learnt fear and anxiety thanks to their parents. Next comes anger. These children become angry. They're confused and they're angry. One, they don't understand why mum or dad left. They knew there was a lot of arguments going on. And then mum walked out, or dad walked out. And then they're left with the other person, be it the mother, be it the father, usually the narcissistic one. And then they've decided that you're no longer allowed to see the mother or the father, whoever it happens to be, but not just them. We're going to stop you seeing all that side of the family too. You can no longer go see your nanny and poppy, your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, nieces, nephews. Yeah, we'll put a stop to that too. Because in their eyes, they think they're hurting the other person, the other parent. What they're actually doing is hurting their child and denying their child the love and a bond with their other side of the family. And the time that they steal, by that I mean by the time that they take away from this child before this child is able to maybe grow up and get a voice of their own, usually in their older teens or young adult years. Sometimes they don't ever get their voice, depending how bad the narcissistic person's abuse is on them. They don't find their voice till they're in their 40s, 50s. Some don't find it till they're 60. But they learn to suppress their emotions. They learn to not make waves. Don't talk about the other parent because you know if you do, there's going to be conflict. Don't dare even show love toward the other parent because that will give you conflict. What nasty people rob children of their childhood? These kids don't spend their time being kids. We get little glimpses of little windows in there where these kids can sometimes relax and be normal kids and go and do what normal kids do, have fun, run around, make a noise, make a mess. That's what kids do. But a lot of time these kids become isolated and drawn into themselves. There can be signs of abuse early. You just got to know what you're looking for. I know one child used to go and visit, and it was like a burden had been lifted off of her. She would be happy, chatty, full of smiles, full of giggles and laughs, till it was time to go back. She would become withdrawn, start sucking her fingers. These are signs of anxiety, of anxiousness. Because she was going home to her abuser and her mother's abuser. And the courts allow that. Another case where kids become angry and they lash out. Another child used to go visit, have a good time, be relaxed and happy, enjoyed the fun over there with their parent, come back home, start getting drilled by the other parent. This child doesn't withdraw into themselves. This child's probably a little bit older and a bit fed up listening to the bullshit that comes out of the parent's mouth. Particularly if that parent's making up lies. And a lot of these people do make up lies. They make up abuse. They make up domestic abuse. They make up sexual abuse. They make up abuse. They make up lies about withholding money. I know one of these people that used to do this. I actually left it years, but went around and was telling people how, this fella used to control me. Yeah. He used to control everything I did. I wasn't allowed to do anything. He had control of all the money. Yeah. What a lie that was. Because this person that they're talking about wasn't techno savvy, didn't know how to do internet stuff, and had this so-called piece of work go in and change all their passwords on their account. Took money out of the account, blamed him. But like I've said in past videos, when dealing with the authorities and the court system, they don't want to hear. They go by a one-sided story. So this little child's fed up with the lies that are being told about their mother or father, whoever it happens to be. Being told lies about, oh, that dad used to hit me, or mum used to hit me. Never happened. Oh, dad used to hurt mum. Mum used to hurt dad. Never happened. So of course these kids are going to get angry. They're thinking, like, why the hell are you lying for? Why are you saying lies about my mum or my dad? Why are you doing that? Why do you want me to agree with you in front of people? And if I don't agree with you, I cop it later on. Why do you tell my dad or my mama I don't want to see them when I do? And you say all this stuff and then tell them I don't want to come. Well, the actual reason when they don't want to go is because, as I've said before, they've been bullied and manipulated and guilted. That if they go over there, that they're betraying this parent. So sometimes these kids won't go. Or it's another situation where the parent has organised an activity. We've spoken about that one before. Activities on the weekend, they're supposed to go visit their other parent. That's a good one they do. And then the child will change their mind because they're feeling like they're getting left out. So they'll be the one to tell the mother or the father, I don't want to go this weekend because mum's taken us to Movie World or Dream World. Oh, I don't want to go with Dad this weekend. We're going to Skate World or Ice World. Yeah. So it makes it sound like it's the child making the decision when it's not. These children are forced into a position no child should be forced into. These kids should be kids. Just having fun, going to school, learning, making friends, enjoying life. Not anxious or nervous or scared what's going to happen at home when they get home that afternoon. Or if it's the weekend and they're fortunate enough to go and see their parent, what's going to happen when I go? What's going to happen when I come back? The anxiety these children feel and suffer, because they're suffering, it's extremely unfair. It's something that shouldn't be put onto a young child. What happens when they turn into teenagers? You'll start getting some back. If you lied long enough and spat a lot of bullshit about their other parent, these kids are going to start arcing up big time in their high school years. These kids have left being to carry the trauma of their childhood. They've been left to carry the burden of their parents arguing, their parents' relationship failing. A lot of times, as I've said before, these kids blame themselves for the marriage breakdown because these parents are fighting over them. Can you imagine the guilt these children face, that they suffer? And then people wonder why children have issues, why these children go through life and have mental health issues. They have anger issues, trust issues. Why? Because of their parents. Because their parents were too young and too quick to get into a relationship they weren't ready for. And even quicker to have a child when they weren't sure about the relationship to start with. And the children pay the ultimate price. So these heartbroken children grow into heartbroken adults. They carry that onto them, with them, through their other relationships, through trying to find a partner of their own when they're older, starting a family with somebody. There's so many trust issues that are pushed on them that affects all the different aspects of their growing up and their future, that their narcissistic parents are oblivious to, because they're too wrapped up in their own worlds and trying to hurt the other parent due to spite. How dare they leave me? How dare they find somebody else? So, I always come back to the same thing. Don't rush things. Take your time. Look at other people's relationship around you. Can you see from the outside looking in loopholes in other people's relationship? Can you see the hurt in children's eyes when you watch other parents argue and their child's sitting there watching it? Because children are like sponges. They absorb everything, good or bad. They absorb it all. And it's going to come back out. One day it'll come back out. These children need some sort of education, or some sort of, I would say therapy, but I would say more education into gain life skills, but it's directed into the way of when relationships break down, be it with your mother or your father. That's okay. That's just what happens. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. The important thing is to know it's not your fault. You had nothing to do with that relationship. And these parents should not push any blame or any of their emotions onto you. Should definitely not be coming to you and unloading. Because kids should be just kids. It changes them. They go into adult years, like I said, trying to start a family. And they could be victim of another narcissist along the way there too. Some people that have been fighting over children for so long end up walking away. Walking away not because they don't want to be with their children anymore, because that's not the case. They walk away because it hurts too much. It hurts too much to fight a battle when the system's not a fair system. The fair system's not interested in listening to both sides of the story. They go with the one, make a decision based on one, because the lawyers and the ICLs and other people in charge don't do their jobs properly because they're overwhelmed with work. So a lot of failing out there with the children, because again, these are the ultimate victims, these children. They don't get a voice, they get people to decide for them what's the best interest for the child. To believe a one-sided story, I don't think that's in the best interest of the child at all. And in the cases I'm aware of and the ones that I've been through myself, the one-sided story is full of lies and bullshit. But they've been able to manipulate the system into accepting their story and taking the children. So a lot of times these people give up and they hope for when the children get older that they might come looking for them. Leave the doors open, communication open, and just hope one day they'll come looking. And a lot of cases these kids do. Because as I said before, the kids do remember. They do remember who's the bully in the family, who is the instigator of the arguments, who's the one that likes to throw shit around the house or hit people, who was one that gave them the emotion of fear and anxiety. They remember all that. So, for the heartbroken children out there who have turned into heartbroken adults, it's not your fault. And I'm sorry that you were betrayed by the parents that were supposed to look after you and by a system that let you down. But you're not alone. And this doesn't have to be the end of your story. You do get a choice on how you go forth with your life. Again, we've spoken about chains and about breaking that chain and learning from people's mistakes. And there's no greater lesson in life than learning from your parents' mistakes, as long as you take it as a lesson and not an entitlement to go and do the same thing. It's all about choices. So I'm going to leave it there today. Just want to give a bit of perspective from a child's eyes about the heartbreak these children face because of their parents' immaturity to make smart decisions. There is a positive. There are cases where the relationship does break down and the parents do move on. And their main focus is in making their child happy, making sure that child's happy and adjusted. My hat goes off to you guys. You're a true example of what a true good parent could be. Because you're not in your self-centered selfishness about hurting each other. You're both focused on the child. You're both focused on that child's happiness, that child's well-being, that education, and you're on the same page with things. There's nothing more confusing to a child to say that about the rules being different at other houses. And kids do adjust. They will adjust. You just need to stick to your guns. They might be allowed to jump on the lounge at, say, hypothetically, mum's place. But at dad's place, they're not allowed to jump on the lounge. It's a fair thing. They'll learn. I'm allowed to do it at mum's. Mum doesn't care, but dad has more respect for his furniture. Some people allow their children to jump all over their cars. Yeah, that blows my mind. Yeah, go jump on the bonnet of somebody's car, that's cool. Mum lets me do that. Dad says no. Or dad lets me swear at his house. Mum doesn't let me swear over there. Said it's not nice to use bad language. Dad says it's okay. They'll adjust. Let them swear at Dad's if that's fine with him. Let him put up with that. That'll have a backflip on him when they get older and start swearing at him. Not just at a game or whatever they're doing. Mum has more respect for that. Now swearing as you get older, you don't have to do it when you're a kid. And giving permission for a child to act up, again, shows your maturity. Yeah. Parents can cause a lot of confusion and a lot of behaviour problems in their own children by simply not thinking things through first. you parent together. Stay on the same page. Don't let the child work against you. Don't let them, because they will. They'll work one parent against the other. And, oh, Mum said I can eat chocolate before dinner. Oh, Dad said I'm allowed to. No, Mum said, no, you're not allowed to have that sort of stuff before dinner. Oh, Dad said the same thing. So you just got to be on the same page and be like 2 steps ahead. Because they will try to work you. Kids are kids. They'll push boundaries. That's what they do. You just have to stay firm and don't be a narc. Don't have to be a narcissistic person. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it there today. Thanks again for being here and for listening. And please think of the children. These children are heartbroken enough. Every year that goes by, they're reminded again. Each birthday, Easter, Christmas. Just because the mum or dad hypothetically have got over the relationship with the parent and doesn't think about it anymore. These kids have that constant reminder. They're just kids. And again, I'll say it's naive and stupid for you to think that these kids don't care. Because they do. Regardless of what comes out of their mouth, these kids care a lot. They want acceptance from both parents without being criticised or victimised or listen to verbal vomit from that parent about the other parent. If you've got nothing nice to say, then shouldn't say anything at all. That was something I always was told as a young, something that stuck with me through my years. If I don't like somebody, doesn't mean I have to say something nasty to them. Just don't put any energy into them. You have a choice whether you open your mouth or not. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Appreciate you all. Appreciate all the new ones. If you haven't liked and subscribed, I'd welcome you to do so. The more people we can get talking about this, the more children will be helped, protected, understood. That's what they need, understanding. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on my next one. Keep smiling. Stay safe.